Thank you, Tom. My first guest tonight. What's tonight? Burt Reynolds is not only a good actor, he's become a very good director. And he currently has two very successful pictures out. One is called The End, which he, I believe, directed that and also starred in it. And just released a new film called Hooper. Not Hopper, Hooper, right?
Hooper.
Yeah, which has, it's all about the greatest stuntman. I think it's Hooper, the greatest stuntman alive. I think it's the complete title. Or
He'll
something
certainly
like
remember.
That. Burt should remember it. He just finished it. Would you welcome Mr. Burt Reynolds? Why? When you know the way your entrances have changed.
Yes.
Since you first started on the show.
Gotten slower, haven't you?
Oh no. It's. Yeah. Can I do your entrance?
Sure.
Just introduce me and say Burt Reynolds. You used to kind of klutz out here, and come over and sit down.
Yeah.
Now that you got everything in the world going for you.
Yeah.
Just
I'll
say
introduce
Burt
you.
Reynolds. It's,
Okay.
it's just so cool.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, one of the sexiest, most wonderful actors to get an award in a car in midair, Burt Reynolds.
That's what is known as a cool intro. You just, hey, I'm here, man. How you feeling?
That was nice.
You like that?
That was nice. I didn't realize it had gotten that slow.
Oh, just, well, you're quelling.
Yeah, I'm
with
quelling.
the applause. You're quelling with the
Yes.
adulation. That's all.
I was quelling there.
How you been?
Good.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah. Ed and I had a good time the other night.
Saturday night? Yes.
Saturday night we had a little party and it's really terrific.
You went to his house for a
No,
party?
no, he came to my house to a party. Had a lot of people there.
Had a great time. That was a good idea.
all
that band, that guy, I knew that fellow.
Incredible,
Yeah,
the three-piece
plays
band and
the flute
everything.
and the piano at the same time.
Wasn't it incredible? And we had
Yeah.
I had to make a choice, Johnny, because I had to pick some comics. I didn't want any competition, so
That should have been easy.
I had Marty Allen.
You actually had a party?
I had a
great
big party. I had a big party,
And everybody dancing. I was so
everybody was
surprised.
dancing.
Everybody got up to
I
dance.
was going to invite John, but I was afraid he'd send over a cassette of the best of Carson.
Yeah, right.
Are you putting me on just to make me feel that you didn't have a party?
Well, a little gathering, maybe 60, 70 people.
Well, you don't throw parties very often, do you?
Once every 6 or 7 years. But,
I know what it is. The Postal Service has been very slow in my neighborhood. I'm sure you sent the invitation, and I just didn't. I didn't get it
He
yet.
called me.
yeah.
Well, he can call you again tomorrow because you'll be free to go. Look, when you put this list together, I don't want to put you on the spot because I don't think it's polite to ask somebody, why didn't you invite me to your party?
Yeah.
I mean, you can invite whomever you want.
Yeah. Well, I know that you're shy about parties.
I don't go to many parties.
You used to go to parties. I mean, in your crazy days,
Well,
you used to go there and set the oldest person on fire.
We all did little... We all had our one time you make a big deal out of it.
Yeah, that's right.
We put her out immediately. But you don't make a big thing about it. But
Yes.
When you were making up the guest list, did you and your lady friend say,
Yeah, we said...
hey,
I said,
how about Johnny
listen,
Carson?
he probably would, he doesn't like parties. And what's the sense of getting a turn down? It'd make me feel bad,
Well, that's true.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
How about next year? You want to come?
What night? I have such a full schedule.
I know.
I'll go check
I
it
know.
out because it
I know.
may come on a particular night that I have something.
It was
big
a
planned.
good party.
Well, if you'd invited me, I probably would have.
Really? We played charades. Did you like to do that?
You're kidding.
Well, you wouldn't.
Yeah.
You played charades
Yeah,
at
but
this
they're
party?
very
It
special
sounds like a
charades.
sparkler.
They're special.
You had pin the tail on the donkey too, and spin
It was
the
a
bottle.
different kind of charade. You had to draw it.
Makes it very interesting.
and not with chalk.
I'm not going to pursue that at all.
All right.
Because I know your demented mind, and you would say something demented.
I would have, yes.
Somebody told me you finally took a vacation.
I
Because
did.
you've been working, you've had one picture after another the past couple of years. But somebody
went,
said you finally got away and went.
All through the South, which is wonderful.
Did you?
Yeah.
Well, you're from Florida originally.
Yeah, I love the South. God, thank you. It was really nice. Got a lot of cotton in the car, if you'd like some.
Did you get out?
And went down where I did Deliverance. It was wonderful.
I thought that was in Georgia. Is that in Georgia?
Georgia, yeah.
Did that in Georgia?
Shot the rapids again.
Did you really?
Yeah, it was wonderful.
That's
It's
incredible.
strange how commercial that's gotten, that river, though, because, well, not commercial. I mean, they keep it clean and everything. They don't have, cans and things floating down, but they've named different things. And there's a thing called Sodomy Falls now.
I remember. I remember the picture well. Yes.
Yeah. Deliverance Rock.
And they actually point out the
They
various
point out
locales?
things. And the guy was pointing out, I guess because his spiel was so good, He said, right here's where Burt Reynolds jumped off the boat, and I said, wait a minute, I was here. He said, oh, yeah, right. And he went on, and he said, and John Voight had his double. I said, when? John Voight didn't have a double. None of us had doubles. We all did it ourselves. He said, oh, yeah, right. He just went right on with his spiel. He didn't.
Once the guy gets
It was like
memorized,
Cal Worthington. Once you get him wound up.
We have to take a break here, sell a little something. We'll come back. You have a film clip tonight? And
Sure.
a lot of those wonderful anecdotes that you tell so well.
Yeah, thank you. We'll hear all about your private.
We are back. We're talking with Burt Reynolds. We're not talking with him yet. We're just sitting here, as you can see. But he's here, and Susan Sarandon is going to be with us. And
Yes. She's
Ren Woods, huh?
Very nice.
Yeah, she...
Yeah, real nice. Nice lady.
Well, you know a lot of nice ladies, don't you?
Well, yeah. I mean, so do you.
In your line of work.
In my line of work?
Well, you're single.
Right.
But I'm married.
That's your problem.
Yes, I'll agree with that. How do we know that this is the real Burt Reynolds? As
Yes.
I hear rumors.
Yeah.
And this happens not infrequently in
that
our business.
bimbo.
A lookalike. Is that true that
I
there's
gotta
somebody
tell you-
been going around town or around the country who looks similar to you?
Well,
And
apparently
passing
he looks.
himself off?
Apparently he looks.
You know who was doing that once? Jimmy Cagney phoned me once. The great James Cagney, who just had a birthday last week.
Oh, he's wonderful.
Yeah, he's a wonderful man. And there was some young man going around the country, it was for one time, claiming to be Jimmy Cagney's son.
Yeah.
And it's strange how people will accept that. He just walked in and said, I'm Jimmy Cagney's son.
Right.
And people said, gee, that's very good. And he signed the tab, and he was going around the country doing
Well,
that.
this guy works for some agency in here in town, and they have with doubles.
I've seen the commercial.
And he was at the Sahara the other night, and Charo. I like Charo. She's a nice lady, but she was introducing Burt Reynolds from the audience. This guy, this bimbo, was standing up, taking a bow, and then going to his room and playing with his rubber duck. And
In other words, he actually stood up and...
Yeah, the guy looks apparently enough like me and does a lot of that, what you did when you came out the curtain there.
A cool...
Yeah, whatever that is.
It's cool.
It's looking virile. He stands there and thinks something. And thinks he's, studied humility with Kirk Douglas. And this guy, apparently, he looks enough like me until you get up real close, but he's got short teeth. Very short teeth. So if you can get this guy to smile. He's also got another thing that's shorter than mine. We won't go into that. However,
You're not going to trap me into this discussion and proceed on that line of...
This guy also went to Catalina. The Sons of the Pioneers were playing out there, and a friend of mine named Rusty Richards, who I've known for 20 years, saw me in the audience, he thought, except I was acting rather obnoxious for me. And he said, that's kind of, because I like people, and I wouldn't be, hanging on to people, and besides, I don't drink, and this guy was all over. So they introduced him, and he came up, and it wasn't until he shook hands with the guy, and he smiled, and he saw his little baby teeth.
And measured his teeth.
But he knew it wasn't me. So anyway, that guy, I want him to know that unless he shapes his act up, I'm going to have my two cousins, Carmine and Vito.
Very tough ladies.
They are going to, yes, very tough.
Very tough, very tough dames.
They're going to call on him, and he'll be able to imitate a celebrity after this, but it'll be one of the Muppets.
No, that could be. I've seen that commercial. There is a guy who rents people to go out. I think one of them is
What would you
Jimmy
rent them for? I mean, what would they
Parties.
do?
They go to parties. Like Jimmy Durante is a one lookalike. There's one that looked like Telly Savalas for a while. One that looked like you.
Yeah.
One that looked like Cher.
My God, there's people
and they go
around.
mingle, you know.
There's a whole bunch of people out there who think I have no talent at all. Can you imagine what they think of the guy who imitates me?
Sitting there. Now, you know what's going to happen? You're going to be walking down the street, and some guy's going to come up and go, and open your mouth before they find out.
Glad to show him. Whatever he wants to check, it's all mine.
All righty, folks. Remember, you said that.
That's right. I don't want to. By the way, I'm going to Vegas tomorrow night to see David Steinberg. So if I do stand up in the audience, don't, because I don't have long teeth.
That's right. Would your double have said that? Yeah, I know.
He's got no class.
You're the clone tonight. Okay, let's talk about Hooper. I know that you have done a lot of your stunts, practically all of your stunts in all of your pictures. You have a stuntman's card, I understand.
Yeah.
From the, because those guys really, I've had a lot of them on the show, and we've done some various things. They really earn their money, and they're skilled, and they know what they're doing.
Yeah.
They take all the chances, but when I say take chances, they really plan those things so well, but there's always the possibility of something at the last minute going wrong, and they do great work.
They're professional athletes, really. Is what
Absolutely. And this is all about stuntmen, right?
Yeah, it's about a stuntman who's gotten to an age where he should retire. And there's a young stuntman coming along that's pushing him.
Right.
So he pushes him into doing the greatest stunt in the world.
What is that? Can you...
Jumping 400 and some feet in a car across the cavern, which was a silly stunt to do, and they got a lot of money for it. Those guys are not here now. They're in a home.
For the terminally weird.
Yes, for short people.
What did they jump? What was the biggest stunt they did in this?
One guy did a jump out of a helicopter, 230-some feet, which was the world record. And another guy...
Into water?
Yeah, A.J. Prakunis did that. And then Buddy Joe Hooker came off a 25-story building, rappelled down the glass building with a rope. And then they did the jump across the cavern, which was incredible. It's an unbelievable picture for stunts. And as I say, if they have a new category in the Academy, I haven't had a lot of nominations, you know. If they would just, if they would get a category for the best performance by an actor in a car in midair,
you know, that's not a big...
I'd have a hell of a shot.
No, that's a legitimate idea, though. They don't really recognize the stunt people at award times.
They should. They really should.
It would be also a very interesting spot.
It'd be a great spot. You imagine picking the greatest stunt of the year.
And to show the film of the, say, 5 nominees for the greatest stunt and then make an award. That would
be terrific.
A little pizzazz. What are we going to see here on this little film from Hooper?
This is a bunch of stuntmen are at a party and getting a little crazy. And 2 guys come over to pick a fight with them because they put a dime in the jukebox and they can't hear. 50 cents, actually. And one of the guys that comes over is Terry Bradshaw, who plays for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Right.
And the other guy is a guy named Bob Tessier, who is an animal. And they come over and we get in a little fight. And this is a teaser for them.
Okay. You'll see a short excerpt here from Hooper.
That's when you know you're in trouble.
Oh, you're in big trouble. That almost looked like almost like Laurel and Hardy for a minute. You know when they did the thing, the Deliverance thing.
When we did our little whipped cream bit.
The night we stood here.
When I did, and I poured stuff like this down. Stuff like that. And you just stuff in the middle. It was silly. It was crazy. You remember that night? What a crazy night that was? It was a crazy night.
I remember that night.
She was crazy. Yeah.
You look like a prigged Eskimo.
I'd like to let one of these out my fly, but it would be just silly.
We're going to take a break. We're going to come back
So
and
am
say
I.
goodnight, because I know you have...